Welcome back to the lecture series on Introduction to AWS. As part of today's lecture series, we will be discussing on identity policy of an IAM. So, what we are going to cover over here is, we will be covering what is an IAM policy, what are the various elements of IAM policy, and we will have a demo on how to create an IAM policy or how to use the existing IAM policy. So, let us have a look what is an IAM policy. Basically, an user that we had an experience with IAM user, or else a group of users, or else a role, where one particular service can communicate with another service. When a service needs to be communicated with another service, we require a role. So, all these users, groups and roles, if they have to perform something, some action needs to be taken, that can be provisioned only and only via a policy. Policy, in short, it is a permission. It is a permission which has to be attached either with users, groups or roles. Then only these will perform according to what policy you are giving to these three different components of an IAM. Without policy, we cannot have, we don't have to do nothing with these users, groups or roles. So, basically IAM policy will be in a JSON template, where you can write the JSON code over there to set various actions to be performed by various resources. Which particular resource has to perform which particular action, that needs to be given through a policy which is said to be a permission, and this will be in a JSON template, and they will be managed and inline policies. If you are going with managed policy, AWS will provide more than 1000 such policies on various services. If AWS is providing that, then they are said to be AWS managed. For time being, you may require some policy which is not provisioned by AWS, but you require that, then AWS provides a facility to the developers or customers, they can create their own managed policy. So, these are the types of policies. So, what a policy contains? Version, which particular version of the policy it is, a statement which has effects, actions, resource and principle. It is an array of elements, and those elements are effects, actions, resources and principle. What is an effect? Which particular service needs to be allowed or denied, that is said to be your effect, allowed or denied. What is an action then? What is a specific action a particular user or a group or a role is availed to be performing? Then what is a resource? Which particular resource? That is a service. Which particular service? Is it an EC2? Is it an S3? Is it an DynamoDB? Which particular service has to be allowed? And principle is the name of a particular identity. Whatever policy which you are using, that policy's major name. So, this is a small format how JSON looks, where we do have version, an array of elements is said to be a statement. In the array of statements, we do have effects, actions, resources, and upon this we will give a name to this particular thing which is said to be an principle, referred as an identity of a particular policy of an IAM. Same over there, where this is allowed and this is denied. So let's have uh, a demo on this particular IAM identity as a service. So first of all, search for IAM if you want to create your own policy. Over here you can see on towards the left panel something said to be policies. Just click on policies. You can use these managed AWS policies, or you can create a custom policy, where I am pretty much interested on creating a custom policy over here. Choose the service on which this particular policy needs to be attached, EC2, and what is the effect, either allow or deny, or else we can have our own JSON. What I will be doing is, I will be attaching my own policy over here, JSON format. I will copy this, where I am allowing a particular user whom this policy is attached to perform all the activities on an EC2. They can add an EC2, they can launch, they can terminate, they can restart, they can stop, whatever actions. And star is said to be a wildcard character for allowing EC2 be have an access to all sorts of instances, a particular user. I had copied that, I will just paste it over here, my policy, click on next, provide the name for the policy. I will be naming it as Alex policy, and just click on create policy. So my Alex policy has been created. You can see over here Alex policy, which is said to be a custom managed, whereas this one is AWS managed. Now let us see whether we do have an user over here. Yes, we do have an Alex user. Let us just remove this policy which is AWS managed, and you can attach your own permission, add permissions, attach policy directly. And what is the policy we had created? Alex. I am attaching my own policy to my EC2 instance. Click on next, add permission. So I had added my own policy where I had allowed to perform this particular thing. As it is an IAM user, you need to connect with this particular URL. You need to copy this console ID. I hope I had already logged into my Alex account. I had already logged into my Alex account. I will be launching an EC2 instance where I am allowed. I means Alex is allowed to create a or launch an EC2 instance. Let us quickly launch an instance. Name it as Alex EC2. Just scroll down, create a key pair, name it as, you can name it as anything. I am naming it as Alex to maintain uniformity. Just click on launch instance. So we could able to launch our instance. Why? Because it is allowed. At the same time, if you are getting back to your instances, Alex EC2, if you are getting into terminate instance, you can terminate the instance as Alex's provision. Just terminate, you could be able to terminate the instance of Alex, no problem. But what I will be doing is, in the same manner, I will be launching one more instance, again Alex, to have a clear cut demo, Alex updated EC2. This time I will be using the same key pair, the Alex key, as it is just recently created, and I will be launching an instance. My instance has been launching. Now what I will be doing is, I will change my policy. I will get back to my policy. I will open my Alex policy. I will click on edit this particular policy, and this time what I will do is, I will modify few things. This one, he is allowed, first thing, he is allowed to do everything, and second effect, I am denying him from terminating an instance. Just copy this. Every time just keep in mind that whenever deny comes into picture, then deny will override all allowing permissions. In first statement, what I am saying is, Alex is allowed to do everything on an EC2. He can create, he can stop, he can restart, he can reboot, he can terminate. But in the second statement, what I am doing, I am terminating the, I am denying from Alex to terminate an instance. I will click on next and save the changes. So as soon as you save the changes, get back to the Alex EC2 instance, just refresh this browser, select the Alex updated instance state, try to terminate now. Now when you will hit terminate, then you will get an error that Alex is a user who don't have permission for terminating a particular instance. Not only that, even the instance EC2 which is running way back, if you are just clicking on terminate, even though you will total, the user Alex can't terminate any instance which is running. This is how we can restrict using identity policies. That's it from this session. Thank you.